Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And this is part 13 of the State of the Saints podcast, Draft Prospect Edition. And on this edition, we're going to be talking about cornerback Kristian Fulton out of LSU. Now, Kristian Fulton is 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. And if you've been following LSU, like I know most Saints fans do, you know that Kristian Fulton is one of the best cornerbacks that's coming in this year's draft. So the question is, would he be a good fit for the New Orleans Saints? Well, let's go ahead and start with the pros. Man, check it out, man. When it comes to cornerbacks, LSU is the best when it comes to the cornerbacks, man. You just look at some of these cornerbacks that have come into the league. Jadavius White. You look at the Honey Badger. You look at Patrick Peterson. You look at Greedy Williams. You look at all these guys that have come into the league. You have to say that LSU is the place to be when it comes to the cornerback position. And I look at Kristian Fulton. I look at him as a guy with a lot of confidence. He believes in himself. He's a guy that feels like he can win every matchup no matter what receiver he goes up against. And I like the swag that he plays with, man. We watched that national championship game. We watched that Peach Bowl game. And these guys were balling out. They were flying all over the field. He's a guy that's not going to be afraid to get into a receiver's face and jam them and try to make sure that they get off their route. So I like that about him. I also like his physical strength, man. He's 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. And no matter if he's going up against a guy at the receiver position that's taller than him, he's going to try to win that matchup. He isn't going to shy away from the competition. The one thing also I like about him is the way that he reads the receiver eyes. And what I mean by that is he has a way of turning his head around at the right time to break up the pass. You rarely ever see him get called for pass interference. And I looked at his statistics when he's lined up against a receiver. The receiver catches the ball less than 40% of the time. So that's exactly what you want in a cornerback. The thing that I feel like Kristian Fulton suffers with at times is his tackling. Sometimes I feel like he can get a little bit more physical in tackling. I don't think like jamming a receiver is his issue. It's the tackling aspect of it. And we know that the Saints, they need good tacklers in the secondary. I mean, we've been complaining about this for the last couple of years about some of these guys like Marcus Williams, as I call him, the notorious knee tackler. We're tired of watching guys, knee tackle some of these receivers and tight ends. We need somebody that's going to make sure that they, put a shoulder pad into the chest of the receiver or the tight end. And also, if you're going up against a bigger guy like a tight end, being able to cut them down. And that's something that Kristian Fulton suffers with. Another thing that is concerning to me is the fact that he's from New Orleans. Now, I know that, people may be saying, TJ, that's not a big deal. TJ, is not a big deal. But we all know sometimes, man, it's probably best for players to not be in their hometown. He went to Archbishop Rummel High School right there in New Orleans. And, that puts you in an environment where you're surrounded by people, and sometimes those people you may know and they may not be the people that you need to be around. So sometimes you need to get away from that familiar environment in order for you to flourish. My concern is the fact that he was suspended all of 2017. For I think he tampered with a drug sample or something like that. I look at situations like that, like will he be around the right people if he was to stay in the city of New Orleans? This is very alarming to me. I think that he would be a good player for the New Orleans Saints. But I would be concerned about some of the people that he hang around with. People already see dollar signs on you and you ain't got no money now. But now you're going to make millions upon millions of dollars. And some of those friends that you may have had that may have been a bad influence might cause you to do some things, so that's concerning to me. But I think he'll be able to weather the storm if he was drafted by the Saints. But on a scale of 1 to 10, do I think the Saints going to draft him in the first round? I'm going to say absolutely not. I don't think they're going to draft him in the first round because I don't think the cornerback position is as urgent as it has been in the past for the New Orleans Saints. I think that the Saints can get somebody maybe in free agency or later on in the draft that can fill that void at the slot corner position because I don't feel like P.J. Williams or Patrick Robinson is going to come back with the New Orleans Saints. I think they're going to go in a different direction, and you can get yourself a young cornerback probably later on in the draft. I think the Saints got bigger fish to fry at other positions. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm saying that I would give this about a 4.5. Kristian Fulton, I think he's going to be gone way before the Saints pick. But wherever he goes, a team is going to get a very quality starter. But he is a guy that's going to have to get a little tougher when it comes to the tackling. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about Kristian Fulton possibly being with the New Orleans Saints? Do you think the Saints need to draft a cornerback in the first round? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Once again, my name is TJ Jones, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search the State of the Saints podcast. Also subscribe to the State of the Game podcast that's also available on YouTube. And also both are available on facebook.com under the State of the Saints and the State of the Game. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?